Welcome back to the Sportsaholics podcast. Guys, Super Bowl Sunday is just a few days away. I'm real excited. We were just talking about it. Patriots, Rams. It's a rematch of pretty much the first Super Bowl looking back that I can remember watching, to my knowledge, really. And actually, know what was going on following the game. So it's kind of bringing a lot of nostalgia back up. And one of the part of the nostalgia of the Super Bowl for me was always watching these Super Bowl commercials and all these things, and you realize they never really call them Super Bowl commercials, do they?
Yeah, it always alludes to it.
They always refer to it as the big game, or the NFL's big game, or something along those lines. And I saw that article that came up last year that the NFL has it copyrighted to the point where you have to pay so much money just to use the word Super Bowl if you're going to profit off of it, right?
Yeah, look at how much advertisers are spending on a 30-second ad. $5.24 million for a 30-second advertisement to air in the Super Bowl.
It's insane.
It's roughly $170,000 per second this year. Per second. $170,000 per second. And you're right, Danny, that just over $5 million for a 30-second air spot this year. Budweiser, once again, is paving that way with over $250 million on the Super Bowl alone this year.
And they have the sole rights to alcohol commercials during the Super Bowl. You won't find any other brand having a Super Bowl ad on CBS during the game. It'll be all Anheuser-Busch products.
Well, projected ad sales apparently reaching estimated sales of $482 million. So a lot of people spending a lot of cheddar on some of these advertisements for 30 seconds too, maybe a minute.
Got to be making a lot of money though off this. The city of Atlanta. How much money they have to be taking a lot of money. Like all the people coming in, and it's just all this revenue for the city of Atlanta. It's got to be great for the new stadium they got there too.
Yeah, you mentioned, Sean, that it's in Atlanta. It's actually the third time the city of Atlanta will host the Super Bowl. They last hosted it in '94, and then, as you mentioned earlier, in 2000, when the Rams won their last Super Bowl. It'll be the first at Mercedes-Benz. It actually cost the city $46 million to host the Super Bowl, believe it or not. And, it sounds like a low number. Half of those funds came from donations. But overall, to answer your question, the city could make as much as $400 million with 1 million people coming in this weekend. So this is a big time. Anytime you host things like the Olympics or the Super Bowl or the Final Four, you're expected to gain millions in revenue, and it's no different for the Super Bowl. I'm sure this is one of the most profitable events of the year.
Oh, Danny, it most definitely is. Just look at the ticket. I got a little fun stat for you guys. Just look at the prices for a Super Bowl ticket this year. They're averaging about between $2,500 and $3,000 is the average just to go to the Super Bowl. Do you know what the average cost was for a ticket for Super Bowl I, gentlemen?
Probably 50 cents.
A little more than that.
A little more than that, Danny. It was still 1960s. Come on. Well, I'm gonna go 50. I'm gonna go 50 bucks.
A Sox game.
$12.
Probably less.
$12, gentlemen. Yeah.
Wow.
You can't even get a hot dog and a pop anymore at a stadium for $12.
$12. Wow. So here's something that's pretty interesting. That's insane. You can get in a Sox game and get your first beer. So actually, here's something I thought was pretty interesting. I was mentioning how this Super Bowl brings up a lot of nostalgia for me. This is a fun nostalgia Super Bowl fact. Did you guys see this? Keenan and Kel were once offered tickets to Super Bowl Sunday when they back in their heyday in Nickelodeon back in the 90s. And they didn't know how to spend money, so they didn't have their money at the time, so they had the tickets to go, but they couldn't spend anything there. So they decided to sell their tickets and use the money they bought, that they sold their tickets for, like $2,500 total for the 2 tickets, and went to Chili's and bought everyone in the Chili's chicken strips.
Nice. I've never heard that in my life before, but that is an amazing thing to hear. Wow.
I saw that. I read that on Reddit this morning, but apparently I think that might have been on Jimmy Fallon or something like last night or the other night. That's pretty funny.
It's one of the best things I've ever heard.
It is funny, guys.
I wonder how many pounds of chicken strips that might be. I wish I had that stat.
Yeah, I don't know. You told me to look for some Super Bowl nuggets, and I figured that was probably the best one to get.
You got me some Super Bowl tenders, man. You got me some Super Bowl tenders.
Tenders. There you go, Super Bowl tenders. Speaking of a lot of tenders, there'll be a lot of gambling going on this week, won't there? There has to be. And then we were just talking about the thousands of bets you can make off of Bovada for this week. They're all ridiculous, too.
$6 billion to be bet throughout America on the Super Bowl this year is the estimation. $6 billion.
A lot of people getting rich, a lot more people getting poor.
Yes. Good point.
I think some of these bets though are ridiculous. I mean, I thought this one was pretty funny. How many times will they show replays of they hold that guy, what's his name? Ted Raff, I think his name is, for the Rams. His holding back Sean McVay. How many times will they show replays of him holding him back so he doesn't get ran over by the ref and get a flag? That's pretty funny. The over under is let's see. The over under is 1.5 times. Under 140, or under is even. Over is 140. That's funny. There you go. That's great. Oh, here's another good one. Will Bill McFarland be caught selling counterfeit tickets to the Super Bowl? Yes or no? Yes. Over 2,500. No. Under 10,000.
My God, I can't believe how many people that guy scammed.
Oh my God! I just watched that documentary the other day. That was some funny stuff. Stupid people, man. Stupid people.
Well, here I know. Here's another Bovada bet. I know you guys love Maroon 5, guys. There's actually a bet going around. I know. There's a bet going around on Adam Levine. What color will Adam Levine's top be? Will it be black or another color? A lot of people are betting on another color.
That's almost as upsetting as Maroon 5 performing at the Super Bowl halftime show anyway.
Oh, man. And speaking of awkward, you guys remember the whole Clemson White House deal where they got fast food? Well, there's a bet on that too. What will the Super Bowl winning team be served at the White House? Will it be fast food or other food? And a lot of people are going with fast food.
That is great.
I wouldn't expect the president to treat the Super Bowl champs any differently. I also saw this on Bovada too. What will happen to the price of Bitcoin during the Super Bowl?
Is that still a thing? Is Bitcoin still a thing?
Apparently, yeah. Cryptocurrency. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
How many times will they mention Sean McVay's age? The over-under is 8.
Yeah, probably.
That's
yeah.
great.
I think that's
Hold
exactly
on. There was another one I saw. It was how many? Oh, there here it is. How many times will CBS show pictures of Sean McVay in college? Over 1.5 times. Under.
I would take the over on that. I feel like if the Rams
that's great. That's great.
They'll show more stuff about Sean McVay. But there's another one too. Will Gladys Knight, who's singing the national anthem, wear a skirt, dress, or gown to sing the national anthem?
Jesus.
Will Gladys?
Here's another one. How long will Gladys Knight take to sing the national anthem?
Well, there was another
under
one
over
too.
a minute 47. That is great.
There was another one too. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Oh, jeez.
Oh man.
These
Will she forget or omit a word in the national anthem? Yes or no?
You guys got any other pressing thoughts here for the Super Bowl weekend? Any other real quick, fun, or interesting facts you want to throw in while we got about a minute here?
Along with the large consumption of beer that's going on. You guys mentioned how much Budweiser will be making. How much do you guys know? How much they'll be? How much will be consumed? What the average American will consume?
Actually, Sean, I know how many cases of beer will be sold. I don't know how many drinks will be drunk.
What's that? Give us the number, Sean Conway.
Danny has it. I was asking you guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, here's before I answer that, I want to go with that favorite Super Bowl foods, but I will answer this. 51 million cases of beer sold on Super Bowl Sunday. 90% more beer is consumed on that day than any other day, including St. Patrick's Day.
That's surprising.
Wow.
That's surprising.
People love their beer. But you know what people also love? They also love their food on Super Bowl Sunday. I know I'm going to be picking out on some pizza. In fact, that's on the list of favorite Super Bowl foods. Real quick, from lowest to highest, 6% of people said chips and popcorn were their favorite Super Bowl foods. 9% of people said chili. 11% said guacamole. 22% said nachos. And then a tie for first with 26% each, pizza and meat and wings. So guys, a big variety there. But also, speaking of wings, I think they may have the advantage here, though. Buffalo Wild Wings is doing a promotion where if the game goes into overtime this Sunday, they will offer everyone in America free snack-sized wings. But here's the catch. Obviously, it has to go into overtime, but you also have to dine in at a B-Dubs restaurant Monday, February 18th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So B-Dubs trying to cash in. They're doing some gambling of their own, guys.
You can say that. If it goes to overtime, like the last couple of games have, I'll be cashing in at that opportune moment if I can.
I'll be lined up.
Yeah, I'll have time then to catch a hockey game because the football season will be over. God, I hope this game goes in overtime just for that fact. For that fact alone. All right, guys, let's take a quick break here on the Sportsaholic podcast. And on the flip side of this break, we're going to get into a little bit of the MLB offseason action. Taking us into break is once again Jason James with his song "Out for a Wild Afternoon."